Hi again, my name's Nate, and I assume you've watched the earlier parts of this guide already, so let's just roll right into it. We're going to be using a simple way of gaining 10 million to each stat. You might recall that last time we used the Sage class with Land Decimator to quickly clear the double illusion stage. Now if you've done that a few times, you're probably swimming in shards and prisoners at this point. In case you didn't already know, shards are consumable items that grant a small stat boost when used in battle. We're going to abuse our Asagi trick to quickly accumulate enough shards to give our characters a ton of stats. On the other hand, we also have extracts. When you capture and interrogate characters, you then have the choice to transform these prisoners into an item called an extract. This works identically to shards, but it covers all the stats instead of just one. Before all of this though, we need to talk about maids. The maid class is new to Disgaea 5, and she's really useful. Her deal is that she has several abilities that improve the use of items. The maid's unique ability is effective work. This allows her to use an item in addition to another action. So this means you can use 2 items in one turn, or you can use an item and then attack, etc. The other useful maid ability is Licensed Caregiver. This changes consumable items so that they affect 5 spaces instead of 1. This is incredibly useful, because when we use our shards and extracts, we can essentially multiply their effects by 5, giving the stat boost to 5 characters at once. Finally, the maid also has a skill called Afternoon Tea, which reactivates a character after they have already performed an action. This means that you can use your maid to allow your best character to have an extra attack, or give a thief a second chance at stealing something. I personally think that the maid is the second most essential class after the sage, and it's definitely worth training. Okay, so after you've wiped out a ton of Asagis, you should check on your prisoners. You'll probably need a character with decent stats in the interrogation club in order to subdue the Asagis. Remember, you can only store 128 prisoners at once, but if you've upgraded the interrogation club, you can interrogate them all at the same time. This is a pretty vital upgrade, but luckily you don't need many prisoners to upgrade it to this. Once you've turned all of your Asagis into an extract, you can condense all of your shards at the assembly, and then head into any old stage in order to apply the stats to your characters. Use the maid's ability to power up 5 characters at once, and then head back to Asagi land to rinse and repeat. You can do this to gain a maximum of 10 million in each stat. Shards and extracts share the same cap of 10 million. That means all the stats from shards and extracts added together cover the same base. A combined total of all those stats can only go up to 10 million. The bonus stats from Character World also share this cap, but that is a much slower way of gaining them. While the maid is useful, you can also teach other characters the Licensed Caregiver ability through the use of subclasses. Subclasses can be assigned to a character through the assembly, and once assigned, you gain experience in that particular class when defeating enemies. Higher subclass ranks will unlock that particular class's abilities for purchase with mana, but that isn't all subclasses do. Reincarnating a character with completely maxed out subclasses and then leveling them up will significantly increase their stats. If you want a max stats character, you're going to need to max out all your subclasses. Unfortunately, there's no rapid way of doing this, but there is a trick to speed things up. Teach a character the Geoblast skill and jump into the strongest Land of Carnage item you have. If the first stage doesn't contain a Geo symbol, just quit back to your base and try again. If it does have one, use Geoblast to instantly destroy it. The symbol should give enough class experience to max out your mastery in 1 or 2 blasts. Use a Mr. Gensi, assign a new class, and then repeat. This can take a while to complete all classes, but the stat gain is worth it. You can spread around the Geoblast skill using Character World, or by using the Skill Squad. You may run low on Mr. Gensi's exits, if you haven't been doing a lot of Item World at this point, so make sure you set your alchemists to create new ones. So ideally, after following the guide so far, you can use some trickery with your abilities to get your stats to be around 20 million. and we're going to try and push this further in subsequent guides. I'll be showing you rank 40 weapons and aptitudes next, as well as some various other tricks. And hey, if you like this video, then subscribe to me and look out for some different stuff coming soon. Thanks for watching.